What is up, you guys? I just made the best porterhouse steak in the air fryer in as little as 12 minutes. If you want to see how I was able to accomplish this, stick around. What is up, you guys? It's Elena here, and we are back with another video. And today we got a porterhouse steak. We are going to be cooking this bad boy up in our air fryer. I got this one from Publix. It's a beautiful steak, so we're just gonna jump right into it. So these are the seasonings that we're going to be using today. We're keeping it very simple. So we got our handy, our trusty, our favorite garlic powder, onion powder. I got two new seasonings I'm going to be trying. One isn't shown, but it's going to be shown later. So it's this Girl Made Smoky Montreal Steak. And then we got some jalapeno just for a little heat. I always like a little heat on my food. So this is something new to try. And yeah. So I went ahead and rinsed our steak off, patted it dry. And I like to season my steak on a plastic plate. As you can see me kind of flicking it there. Just easy for cleanup. So here I went ahead and oiled the steak, and this is the other seasoning I said I was going to try, that Chicago seasoning. So I ended up just putting a little bit of that on there. And honestly, there's no real measurements with this. You just want to put enough to really kind of cover the surface. And if you know you're using more than one seasoning, then go ahead and, just eyeball it really. So you see me putting that Chicago steak seasoning on there. I follow it up with some jalapeno steak seasoning. This one does have a little heat in it. So, I mean, depending on what your heat tolerance is, definitely be mindful of that if you use something similar to this. So I follow that jalapeno seasoning up with that smoky Montreal steak. And this seasoning is actually pretty good. It has a smoky element to it. I'm not sure exactly what's smoked in it, but I like it, So yeah, I made sure, because I was using both the Chicago steak and the Montreal steak, just to be light-handed with it. So next we're going to go in with our onion and our garlic powder. I did that off camera because, yeah, there's really no reason. I just did it off camera. So after seasoning it, this is what you get. I went ahead and made sure that, as you can see, I'm smoothing the seasoning out, or spreading it out all over all of the surfaces. I said earlier that I put a little bit of oil on there. I used a little bit of grapeseed oil, which helped with the seasoning just kind of getting in there and being easier to spread around. I'm making sure I'm getting the edges and everything. I'm trying to flip it over, but I'm struggling a bit here, but we get it flipped. We get it flipped ultimately, and we do the same thing to the other side. So after seasoning the other side, this is what you get. Same process, smoothing the seasoning out or spreading it out, pressing it in, making sure that the seasoning is really in there so you get your flavor. So next we go over to the air fryer. I use a Ninja air fryer. I don't have the rack piece in my basket. Do I put it in? I do. So yes, make sure you have that little rack piece in your basket if you're using the Ninja air fryer. I've preheated this for 3 minutes. Temperature doesn't matter, just preheating is important. And then from there, I just plop the steak down in there. It fits perfectly. I was a bit afraid that it wouldn't fit, so I was very happy to see that it fit. And we're just going to use the air fryer option, and I'm going to crank it all the way up to 400. And we're going to start off by cooking it for about 6 minutes is what I believe I put. Yes. So we're going to give it 6 minutes and just let it go. And we'll be back to check on it and see how it looks after 6 minutes. All right. So after 6 minutes, this is what we got. Looking pretty tasty, if I might say so myself. Has a nice little, color to it. So I was happy to see that. And I don't know why I'm using a fork to flip this, but, I am. I finally got it flipped over, and as you can see, like, that middle piece for sure isn't cooked and around the edges, so we're going to put it back in the air fryer. So I decided to go ahead and put it back in the air fryer at 400 degrees for an additional 8 minutes. So in total, we cooked this steak for about 12 minutes. So here you see me go ahead and giving it another go, and we're just going to let it cook a bit. So after that additional 8 minutes, this is what we got. And oh my gosh, y'all, Tell me this steak isn't beautiful. The color on this thing, the smell, it was just, yeah, such a pretty steak. So after I take it out the air fryer, I let it rest for a bit before cutting into it. And this is what you get. I went ahead and cut into it just to see. I was very curious on how the doneness was going to be. And for me, this is like a perfect medium. Medium well, excuse me. You could honestly cut back maybe about 2 minutes if you want it a bit more medium. But for me, this is perfect. It's juicy, it's not dry at all, and it was very flavorful. So definitely excited about this. If you've tried steak in the air fryer, or if you try this particular process that I use, definitely let me know. But if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video.